Welcome to our series of legal issues affecting the veterinary sector. Today we're here to talk to Alice, Alice being one of our intellectual property team.
Yes, that's right. I'm a trademark and design attorney working for HCR. I've been here for about a year and I've been getting stuck in with the IP scene and also working very closely with you both in relation to veterinary IP related matters. So I'm here to talk about veterinary innovation, which may seem like a really strange thing, but actually there's quite a lot of innovation going on in the veterinary sector right now. And there's always innovation going on. And you think, innovation, what's that got to do with malpractice? Well, if you think about it, anything that your practice is doing which is new is innovation. So anything that you're trying out, for example, you may be an established practice and you're branching out, you're offering complementary services like dog grooming or maybe a cattery or a kennel, things that you wouldn't normally typically associate with a veterinary practice. That, in fact, if it's new to your practice, is innovation. And that's what we would call like product or service innovation. And that's like the main kind of innovation we tend to see. As a veterinary practice grows, it tends to expand its offerings, to increase its revenues, and also to provide better care for their clients and pets of your clients. I guess the second area of innovation that we often see is brand innovation. And what that is maybe you wouldn't see so much in a practice, but for example, if you're a particular fan of a particular product, but you think it can be improved with a catchy name or a cool design, and you want to put it out in the market as a new product under a different brand. So you're creating a brand of an existing product. We've worked very closely with Frog, who make dog chew toys and pet care products, and their main seller is a frog shaped chew toy called Robert, which is very popular with the team at HCR.
Why is it important for our vet clients to consider protecting that innovation and what they're doing to develop the brand?
That's a really good question. I think a lot of businesses, when they set up, they think, okay, we've registered a name, we're protected. But actually, that isn't the case. You can register a name at the company's house, and that will prevent other companies setting up under an identical name. But actually, it doesn't stop similar names being used. And it doesn't stop someone registering a company at a completely different name, but then trading as another name. The last thing you want as a well-established practice is someone a couple of miles down the road setting up a practice and calling it something almost identical or really similar. You've got no control over the quality of those services, and obviously that's a problem. So what would you do to stop that? You can rely on unregistered rights, which is something that you would have from the very start if you're in commerce and you're trading as a practice. But actually that can be really complicated and expensive to evidence. I would highly recommend registering a trademark for your practice name and practice logo, because it is the most cost-effective way of protecting your veterinary practice brand. It provides you with the right to prevent others from using the same or similar name. And a trademark application, to put one in with the UK IPO and to register a trademark is, it will, assuming there are no issues, it can be done within 3 to 6 months, and you're looking at less than £1,000. And that might seem, oh well, £1,000 on a trademark, but if you think about it, if you were to have a problem later down the line, and you would have to engage a solicitor or a trademark attorney to represent you and take action to stop them, and you didn't have a trademark, that £1,000 would disappear in a matter of hours. Just a few hours of work on the part of on your behalf, and then you've got the money back. It's certainly an investment, and it also raises the value of your practice as well, because if you were then to exit or you were to sell on your practice, you've got a legal right to use that name. And that's an asset, an intangible asset of your practice. And that is something that's very saleable and will add to the commercial value of your practice at sale. It's a really good idea to consider filing a trademark for your practice name and logo. If you have any issues, you'll soon see the benefit of it. And if you are looking to sell on your practice or exit, it raises the value. So you're almost spending money and you're going to make that money back in the long term, because once it's there forever. Trademarks don't expire. As long as you continue to use your brand, it's there, it will protect you.
So what about vet tech, Alice? So veterinary technology.
Veterinary technology innovation is happening all the time. But what we need to understand about that is that actually it's not something that's easy or particularly cheap to do. I mean, it requires a significant investment. If you're coming up with something that's completely brand new in the world and is a technological advancement in the veterinary sector, you will want to get a patent. And a patent can cost upwards of £10,000 to secure. And before you even get to the stage where you can apply, you have to show that there is some tangible benefit and undergo trials as well to see that that innovation actually does have the intended effect. And there's lots of certification involved. It's not a simple process, and it is quite an expensive process. But you do see people who are very passionate about animal welfare, especially in the veterinary sector. They see a gap in the market or something that isn't there, which they feel should be, and they are motivated by that. In fact, I came across last year a company called Fortress Feet, and what they have developed is a horseshoe that is actually, it's basically an alternative to a horseshoe that is nailed into the horse's hoof. And it acts more as like a suction cup on the bottom of the horse's hoof. And so it doesn't have doesn't damage the horse's natural hoof in any way. And it gives them a lot more natural feel when they're out on the road. So it protects them, and it also gives them better performance, in fact, as well. At the moment, there is a process ongoing and they're looking to protect that. But that is something that's quite rare to see. It tends to be larger companies that are involved in that. But there are a few like really strong innovators out there that have a good idea, and their passion for veterinary practice pushes them forward to do that. So if you do have a brilliant idea, or what if there was this, and you want to proceed with it, that's something that, you know, it's not impossible, but that's another level of investment in development, if that makes sense.
So if I am a veterinary practice and I've got some sort of product or service innovation, what's your key advice for me?
Well, I guess the biggest thing that I always want to shout is protect it. Protection may come in the form of a trademark, it may come in the form of a design, it may come in the form as just copyright almost. Seek legal advice if you've got this innovation going on. See what you can do to protect it from third parties. And the other aspect is keep an eye out in the market, you know, be aware of competitors and what they're doing and what other practices are doing. I mean, that may give you some ideas of things that you can do to innovate, but it also, if they're copying something or doing something you feel uncomfortable with, it's always a good point of reference to then take advice and say, well, and you can seek advice to see if you can stop them from continuing to do what they're doing if it's a problem for your veterinary practice. So they're really the key things. Invest in your protection of your brand, and invest in enforcement and maintenance of your brand by protecting it from third parties that might want to, you know, take advantage of your reputation. The final thing I think I would like to say is, once you've protected and you've enforced your brand, it's also to keep an eye out. I mean, innovation happens almost without you realising it. Having an awareness or just a process to check and review what's going on within your practice on a regular basis to see if there's anything new that you can highlight, anything new that you can protect. So if you've got anything new out there in your practice, just keep an eye on it, see how it grows, and seek to protect it.
Thank you, Alice.
There was some really great advice there for our clients, so really appreciate your time today.